Last week I was reading a book by the late Cardinal Basil Hume. He was the Roman Catholic Cardinal, the Archbishop of Westminster. He died of cancer not long ago, but left this really amazing legacy. Lots of his writings have been collected in books and published by Paraclete Press. Anyway, I was reading an essay about Advent and Christmas that he had written before he died. He said that he had been in Trafalgar Square at a peace rally. He was a public celebrity, being a cardinal of the church. They'd asked him to come and sit on the platform, offer a prayer, do the things that cardinals do. And he said on the way back to his car, back to his office, he was stopped by a reporter who asked him a question, what does Christmas mean to you? He said it caught him off guard. He ordinarily was prepared with off-the-hand comments to make, well prepared beforehand, pithy comments that could be sound bites for the news. And he said he was prepared to talk about peace. It was, after all, a peace rally. But because it was in proximity to Christmas, this reporter went a different way and asked, what do you think about Christmas? What does it mean to you? He said he wouldn't have his prepared comments for this, but he just went off the top of his head and he said, well, I think what Christmas means is that God became flesh. The eternal God of heaven became flesh and dwelt among us. He did this for me. He came to me. That's not what the reporter wanted to hear. Nodded his head, smiled, and trundled off to ask somebody else the question. Basil said he proceeded towards his car. About 15 steps later, stopped dead in his tracks. And he said, I realize the profundity of what I've just said. He said, I take Christmas for granted. We just take it culturally for granted, liturgically. We take it for granted. We're so busy this time of year that we sometimes forget the profundity of what it means to say that God became flesh and dwelt among us, that God came into our world, that God came into our lives, that God came for us. Rebecca Reynolds just recently published a series of songs, and in the liner notes to the song, she says, you know, in my life I have rarely doubted the fact that God is there. So the truth be told, what I have doubted more often than that is that God loves me. She says that's the thing that I have struggled with the most. I think that's the question that Christmas answers. God comes to us because God loves us. The question of Christmas this year will be, what does it mean to you? And has Christ come to show you God's love?